Good evening, Baltimore and the world. I'm the Supreme Grand Bishop, Dr. Keenan Cofield. You know, there's something today. I was down in the city, and I was at the United States District Federal Courthouse on my way in. And I saw this ambulance and patrol cars coming through, motorcycle escort. Later found out that that was the sergeant that was shot in that Frankfurt area in Baltimore City. I'm not scratching my head because I understand, as a retired psych doctor, a criminal justice and death expert, and a member of the clergy, I see and I understand. And the sad part about it is that there are many of us around the world and in this country and in this city who have answers, because the dysfunctional city government, state government, all of it, the legislature, crippled, broke down. Nobody has a plan. And that's sad that no one has a plan. No one has offered a plan, and no one can see and understand and envision what needs to be done. The violence must stop. But the fact is that there's a collaborative effort of many individuals, many players, city, county, state, federal, that had to be at that table. But you have to have leadership at the table, and you have to have someone that already has a plan, not somebody sitting behind a desk, not somebody wearing a badge and a gun, running up and down the street with a radio. No, you got to know. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something very quickly. You see this? You see this? That's a project and a plan that I had worked on almost 10 years ago, and virtually everything in there about the failures. I've written about every police commissioner in Baltimore. There's not time about pointing no fingers. I can go down the list. Mayors, corrupt otherwise. Guess what? Don't have a clue. Individuals talking about they want to lead Baltimore City. You need to stay home. Because Baltimore does not need anyone that has anything to do with ever working for the government. That's one problem. That is one big problem. But let's get to the facts. I just showed you a glimpse of what is actually a registered paper. Operation Take Back the Baltimore City Street Crime Amended Master's Justice Plan. I talked and defined in detail about domestic and domestic urban terrorists. The act today, what transpired today in Baltimore City, that would be an act of urban terrorism under my definition. And many other things. When the police employee was walking down the street and was robbed, that's an act and one of the levels of domestic urban terrorism. It has sexual stuff in it. Sexual offender, violent felony offenders, all different kinds of levels. Drug dealing, shooting by itself, murder by itself. But guess what? The Democrats, the Democratic operatives of Baltimore City and that government, all the way to the governor's office at that time, you know what they told them? They said, they said, don't file 13. Nobody better not meet with him. I had an opportunity to talk to then, at that time, Police Commissioner Bielefeld. I met him on the street. He said, oh my gosh, are you serious? You could show them a piece. By that time, eventually, he left office. I talked to Chief Russell. Chief Russell was beyond interested, but Chief Russell got tired, got burned out, and he left the department. This is bigger than the police commissioner. People need to understand this is bigger than the police commissioner of Baltimore City. It is way over his head. He needs help and he needs support. But he needs people that have vision, that understand, to give him answers, because they don't have no answers. Why are you having a problem at your police department? There's answers to that. There's answers to that. Even the former U.S. attorney, Rosenstein, he called it good money several days ago. Local government. The United States government can't always bail you out and give you support, and they do, but they often leave. But it's bigger than them. There are things that you got to change. There are rules you got to change. There are statutes you got to change. You got to bring in new stuff. New things must change. Because everything so far, I've been here since 1996 and nothing changed, even the roads, infrastructure, the worst in the country. But this is not about the roads. This is about the road to hell for the whole city, this whole community, the whole area, this whole state. And the governor has a place. The governor has an integral place, important place to do and step up. City leaders, step up. You don't have no answers. So why don't you turn around and say, hey, listen here. Those individuals that have plans, I have a plan. This plan goes back, do you understand, 10 years ago. Way before I talked about the riots and everything. This plan here was 10 years ago that was put together and made. And they ran from it. And the truth is still with us about everything I've talked about. There are quotes in here directly from former U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder in here. And years later, guess what? The things he said, I said them before he said them. You got a problem. You have a crisis in the city. What are you going to do? You have a crisis in the city. And nobody has a plan. Police chief don't have no plan. The governor don't have a plan. The legislature, nobody had no plan. So when are you going to hire somebody that can give you some insight? You hire somebody like myself as a consultant. You bring them downtown so I can tell you the things about getting the violent offenders. You don't have nobody's attention, sir. They don't care nothing about no police, guns, U.S. Marshals. They don't care nothing about that because you don't have their attention. Because you're not tightening up the rope. You're not doing what is necessary. You're not thinking. You can't see. You can't see what you can. You can't fix what you can't see. And you can't see. But guess what? When you don't understand it, you don't understand it. I don't care who you are. But I'm willing to work with you. I'm willing to show you. I'm willing to teach. I have people who are certified government trainers. You give me a budget. You give me a staff. You bring me downtown. It don't make no difference where you put the office at. I'm going to show you how you break this. And still, yes, criminals, they're going to hate it. I'm going to tell you, they're going to hate it. Because it tightens up the rope a long way. I'm going to take some pages from the federal playbook, Federal Bureau of Prisons, United States Justice Department. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'm going to take some pages out of that book, bring them over there to the state. If you do this, if you do that, and I'm going to turn around and show the legislature, the taxpayers, and the governor how to save tens of millions of dollars. Tighten some things up. And I'm not going to say where it is. Very simple. Guess what? Make some changes. Make a few alterations. Change some rules. And guess what? You're going to get people's attention. Because the things that they do today, they've been doing for the last 50 years, you won't be able to do them if you're a violent offender. In fact, you can apply it to everybody across the board. If you were a lawyer, you might be scratching your head and say, what is he talking about? But I can show you, I can save the state some money, where they can adjust some money. But the fact is, I can help you change this game that you can't control and that you don't understand. My email address is supremegrandbishop@gmail.com or Psych Doctor, PsychDoctor 101 @gmail.com. Send me an email. Send me an email. I'll be more than happy to come down and to speak with anybody. But make sure that the players, when it comes down for me, I'm not going to waste my time. I can tell you the individuals that should be in that room. And it should be a lot of people across the board because it affects everybody. And guess what? I can tell you in this report, I'm probably the only person that's not law enforcement that actually know and have had dealings with domestic, directly and indirectly, international terrorists. I'm not going to talk about it. I can only tell you that it was an experience. It was like 69 days in the mind of terrorists. And no, I'm not one. But I was at that place and a point that, guess what? I got a chance to interview him. I got a chance to talk to him. And it wasn't in Maryland. But believe me, it's a book. It's a volume. It's a series. So I understand that mentality. I understand violence. I understand death. You trying to put a cap on it? You trying to do something with it? Give me a call. Email me, and I'll come. Mr. Mayor, President City Council, Brandon Scott, Police Commissioner Harrison, Governor Hogan. I can help you. I have the plan. Because nobody that has ran for office had no plan. Still, they don't have no plan. But they want to what? They want to run Baltimore City. They want to be the mayor. Get out of here. I got a plan. I have a plan. And I want to teach and train your people about what they should be doing and how it should be written and help you write it. This is legislative policy. I got the law. So guess what? Maryland's not behind. Maryland has an opportunity right now to be ahead of everybody. Ohio, they put a little something together dealing with guns. Let me tell you something about guns. Guns, trying to control them is like trying to control rocks. But I'm a firm believer, universal background checks, and assault weapons, guess what? That'll be a wrap. That's all you need to do on your weapons because they're going to get them. Unless you totally ban them, which you're not going to do, nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to support that legislation. But at least if you do universal background checks and the assault weapons, kind of tone that down. Because like I said, like rocks, you would never be able to do anything with guns. No one but the Lord knows how many rocks there are in the world. Well, you don't never know how many guns because some people have thousands of guns in their homes. But that's another conversation. That's another place. That's another time. Right now, let's deal with this crisis of people getting shot, women getting shot in the car. What the hell? Excuse the expression. As a member of clergy. Really? Really? Sitting in the car, whatever she was doing. Ain't nobody no wrong place at the wrong time. Dudes, y'all killing the women. Y'all killing the children. Y'all hurting the children. Y'all been doing it. But guess what? Baltimore, y'all off the chain. Guess what? I'm going to help them. And guess what? It's shrewd. I hate to have to say it. It's shrewd. Ain't nothing dirty because we ain't get involved on about rights. But we get ready to hide you. I'm getting ready to show the system how to deal with your butt. Because I'm tired of turning on my TV and the politicians don't know what to do. I have never seen no people talking about they were law enforcement, meaning at the top, and they frustrated. At least I ain't seen Harrison yet. Everybody else, they were frustrated. Didn't know, I don't know. Spokesman for the police department. What? Mayor. Holistic. This is the holistic way. Changing the law, tightening up the rules. There's a lot of people involved in this. I'm not going to name nobody. until somebody call me and email me and say, hey, I need you to come down with that plan. I want to see what you have. I'm getting ready to do an addendum tonight to this 17-year plan that I did because there's a lot I need to add to it. Let's talk about it. Yeah, prayers, we do it. I do it 5, 10, 20 times a day. But guess what? This is the prayer. I'm not saying I'm a God-sent answer, but I got answers. I have solutions to your problems. Because right now, none of you have a plan and you don't have no solutions. All this running around, checking around sectors and running. Guess what? I understand that. But let me say this. It's time for a change. It's time for real serious change. And I want my friends and their friends to share this. YouTube, Twitter, share it because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. I'm tired of being tired of watching the television and nobody's doing nothing. So guess what? I'm going to step in. I'm going to step up. I want the job. Hire me as a consultant to the city, the county, the state, and the federal. I can put it together. Ask anybody that know me. Oh, my God. Ye's on it? Oh, boy. It's going to be action. Because I'm not going to play. Because I'm the person you're not going to play with me. My pen has no friends. Ask. Ask around. Ask lawyers. Ask a lot of folks. And I'm not going to miss. I'm not going to miss you. I have my own playbook. And I understand the game, and I understand the rule. And right now, by you killing and wreaking havoc in the community, guess what? Everybody is abiding by your rule. You won't have no rule if you kill, if you murder somebody, if you hurt somebody, whether it be a man, woman, or a child. But people tired, and it's time to do what? It's time for changes, drastic changes. But guess what? First of all, you got to get the people in the room. The governor kind of alluded to something today. He may be on a little something, but the governor needs some help. Baltimore City Police Department is a state agency. When you look at the law for those people that litigate like myself, guess what? It is a creature of the Maryland General Assembly. They ain't done nothing. They don't give no support to the city. The city need help. Not just money, resources of all kinds. But you don't have the other parts of the plan. You don't have no plan. I have the plan. I can help you eradicate and get your problem of crisis in the street of Baltimore under control. Call the bishop. Call me. I got answers to your solutions and your problems. Let's clean it up. Let's clear it up. We're not going to stop it, but I can assure you, with what I know, we're going to definitely get your attention. America, Baltimore City, Maryland, I love you and looking forward to the politicians, somebody emailing me, and there are many that even have my phone number. Give me a call because I got the plan. General Assembly, I have right now what is needed and necessary. It's sufficient enough probable cause of going on right now today with this sergeant being shot. Guess what? I have enough that we can do a special session of the General Assembly in Maryland right now. The shooting, Dayton, that's enough. The shooting yesterday, last night, the killing a couple of nights ago in Baltimore City is all enough that we need to do a crime bill that's specialized. That's specific, right to the point, where everybody can accept it. And everybody can say, hey, finally, we got a little something. Let me be the crime czar. Let me be the crime czar. I ain't trying to be boss. Just let me turn around and teach you. Let me be the consultant to you so you'll know what to do, to how to deal with people of the element, because that's what they are. They out of control, but they can be controlled. Anybody can be controlled. Let me say this. In conclusion, it's time. This is that time, and we don't need to go another day. So Governor, the Mayor, City Council President Brandon Scott, Young, it doesn't matter. Harrison, call me. You got my number. You know where I live. Call me. I'll be down with this report. I'll make my addendum, and I'll sit down with your team of your people and the legislative team and make some changes, some real changes, some drastic changes, and we can do it in a special session. Don't clutter it up. Don't clutter this up here with the regular General Assembly. This is special. This needs special attention right now. Call me. I'm ready. I've been ready. I done had it for 10 years. Let's get going. I'm looking at my email. Somebody sent me a message already. supremegrandbishop@gmail.com. Psychdoctor, PSYCHDOCTOR101@gmail.com. I got a couple of emails already. Don't know who, but somebody did email me. I'm ready. And I can assure you that the things that's going on and what we can put together, people don't have a clue. Not even you.